I am obsessed with flying machines. I've been dreaming of flight training since I was 9, of taking the yoke and piloting a plane. But that was all just a dream. Hi, allow me to introduce myself. I am Trevor Simoneau, and it is my pleasure to be applying for the Epic Flight Academy Volusia County Aviation Scholarship. I learned at an early age that I am the type of person who enjoys being challenged. A rigorous academic schedule excites me. I am currently enrolled in the International Baccalaureate program at DeLand High School with a 4.5 GPA. Well, my first general aviation experience was when I was 10. It was on my 10th birthday, and my parents surprised me with an EAA Young Eagles flight in a Piper Cub. And this flight was with the Embry-Riddle Professor of the Year, Dr. Pat Anderson. We took off from DeLand and flew over to Daytona, and we flew over the Daytona airport. And while we were flying over the airport, I identified every single plane on the tarmac. We then headed back to DeLand, and under the guidance of Dr. Anderson, I landed the Cub on runway 5. And as soon as I landed the Cub, that is when I knew I wanted to be a pilot. From that moment, I was hooked. Aviation took over my entire life. That year, I asked Santa for a cockpit, and he delivered big time. I received a copy of Flight Simulator X and a yoke and throttle. On my new simulator, I learned basic flight maneuvers in the Cessna 172 and logged more than 500 hours over the next 3 years. That was just the beginning. I recently completed my 8th grade Florida History Fair project, and I chose to study the Tuskegee Airmen. I spent nearly 10 months researching these brave African-American pilots who overcame myriad obstacles to fly in service to our country during World War II. While researching, I visited Chanute Air Museum in Rantoul, Illinois, and the Tuskegee Airmen National Historic Site in Tuskegee, Alabama. During the course of my research, I met and interviewed 2 Tuskegee Airmen, Lieutenant Colonel George Hardy and Lieutenant Colonel Leo Gray. As a young child, I would spend most Saturdays with my family at Kennedy Space Center, and in the shadows of the Rocket Garden and the Saturn V Center, I learned all about the history of manned spaceflight. I touched a moon rock, met Gemini, Apollo, and space shuttle astronauts, and I was inspired to pursue a lifelong career in the skies. On one of my visits to Kennedy Space Center, I visited the Astronauts Memorial Foundation. I befriended the president of the AMF, and they invited me to a special dinner under Space Shuttle Atlantis. There I met Eileen Collins, the first female space shuttle commander. She and I walked together as she reminisced her Atlantis missions and pointed out details about the orbiter. I enjoyed an amazing dinner under one of the world's most treasured flying machines. Thanks to all of my hard work and passion for aviation, last year I was chosen to serve as the student reporter for Sun and Fun Radio. I interviewed Tuskegee Airmen, the Aeroshell pilots, executives at AOPA, and was the first radio reporter in the new tower at Lakeland. My special edition radio show was designed to help inform young children and teenagers how they can become involved in the aviation world. My initial goal is to become a flight instructor to supplement my college fund. So many instructors and aviators have inspired me to become a teacher in aviation. As a teacher, I would be able to combine my 2 passions, education and aviation. Even now, I volunteer at EAA Young Eagles events, teaching young kids the basics of traffic patterns and how airplanes fly. Aviation has always excited me, and I will never lose that excitement. It continues to grow with every enriching experience in the sky and on the tarmac. I have been fortunate enough to travel from Kennedy Space Center to Kitty Hawk thanks to my love of aviation, and I can't wait to see where flying will take me next. Thank you, Epic Flight Academy, for this amazing opportunity. I know I am the right candidate for flight training. I'm excited, motivated, capable, and eager to learn. Thank you very much for watching, and may all of your skies be clear.